You're welcome to our discussion today on the World Mission Sunday for the year 2018. 2018 is a special year for us, knowing what the nation, our country, did the previous year, preparing for the World Mission Sunday. And with me in the studio this morning is Father George AJANA. He is the Pontifical Mission Society's National Director for Nigeria. Father, you're welcome to our program this morning.
Thank you very much.
We'd like you to briefly tell us what this World Mission Sunday is all about.
Okay. World Mission Sunday is a universal celebration of the Catholic Church. It is anchored by one of the societies of the pontifical missions, that is the propagation of faith. The World Mission Sunday celebration takes place once a year on the last but one Sunday in October. October has been declared by the Universal Church as the mission month. So the climax of that mission month is the celebration of this World Mission Sunday. That is where we pray for the mission of the church, the mission of Christ. And we pray for missionaries all over the world. And we raise funds in order to support the work of the church. That's the prayer.
So, Africa has benefited a lot from support from World Mission Sundays celebrating in other countries. Can you give us an idea of what has been done in this country with the help of other missions?
That is good. First of all, let me say too that Nigeria, being the giant of Africa, so far so good. We have done well. We have tried our best. We can still do better anyway. We have been contributing very nicely to the Solidarity Fund of the Universal Church. Up till now, Nigeria is still the highest contributor in Africa to this World Mission Sunday Universal Solidarity Fund. So that means every year till last year we have given the best in Africa. But on the other side too, we have been the highest recipient, from the generosity of the Holy Father through this propagation of faith. Because whatever we contribute, whatever we put together and send to the Holy Father, and it gets from all the other countries of the world, at the end of the day, he spends it to assist the mission territories, and Africa is one of it, to help the developing churches, the poor churches. Nigeria is one. So we have been a great beneficiary from that Solidarity Fund. Some of our churches have been built, assisted, a lot of fathers' houses, convents for sisters, bishops' houses, even communications directorates, helping our Catholic communicators to reach out, give little assistance for that, and in so many other ways, even giving scholarship to priests and religious, and seminarians, to study. That's just a few of it.
Yes, we have missionaries from Nigeria who are working in other parts of the world, so we understand the importance of supporting missionaries. The missionaries who came to Nigeria were also largely supported. How do missionaries get direct support from the work of the PMS?
Okay, as you rightly said, we have over 3,000 Nigerian missionaries spread across the world, working in different areas, both in Africa and in other continents. More especially, actually our attention is given more to those who are working in difficult areas, those who need help. There are places like Sudan, like Chad, poor countries where they cannot even build, places of worship. The people are so poor they can't help themselves. The priests may not have a good residence. Sisters working in those places may not have, very nice convents where they can feel comfortable in doing their work. These are areas where we come in. If they apply to us, to the pontifical mission societies, either through the propagation of faith or through Holy Childhood for their schools and taking care of children, we assist through the diocesan mission. So if we get their applications in Rome, we see what we can help with, depending on what is available to us. That is where we always like to encourage our priests and the people of God out there to please donate generously, give to the missions. When we have plenty, in the house of God, we have plenty to share, to these places of need.
Yeah, the other area of evangelization is actually the media, which we are using right now. The media today reaches out to many more people in their homes, and even those who travel, if they are listening on radio or on television. And the work of the missions, the funds that you raise also meant to support the media work. How do you do that?
Okay, we see the media as good partners in this work. In fact, without them, we may not be able to reach out to our target audience as we are supposed to. They constitute our voices. They are the ones who project us, who tell the world this is what the church is doing. So we really appreciate the work of the media, and they are our partners. We want to collaborate with them. And that is the more reason why we like to support them, which we have been doing.
Through Sickness?
Through Sickness, for instance. Sickness is a very wonderful group outfit, they are professionals. So we partner with them, to help us look at, applications from, media groups and houses and that communications directorates, so that they can recommend to us, very good projects. So when they recommend to us, we look at them, and then from there, we are able to, give our support, subsidies to these communications directorates in order to promote their work, to help them reach out to the people out there.
The success of the World Mission Sunday celebration actually partially hinges on how parishes prepare themselves and how they're able to put their resources together to help. So what is the process that is recommended now, and what exactly are parishes supposed to do? This is so that parishioners will know, but also so that even parish priests will be clearly informed about what their role is on this day.
Yes. Actually, before now, more than a month ago, we have sent out to all the dioceses in Nigeria our animation materials through the PMS diocesan directors. I've sent out copies of the Pope's message, so that parishioners can get them. we have special readings for the World Mission Sunday, that's this coming Sunday, in the post-message booklet, with the message of the Pope that everybody should read and understand what the Universal Church is saying to the people. The same thing, we have this kit, this white jacket, that contains the liturgy of the day. And in fact, we have a whole 1 month program for this mission month, which we now reach its climax with the celebration of the World Mission Sunday. So, I expect that through the dancing directors, who are the chief animators for mission in their various dioceses, they will have reached out to the parish priests or the priests and missionary animators in their dioceses. I know my very wonderful directors out there, they have already shared these animation materials to all the parishes. So our priests now are animated, so to say. They are well equipped. They have read the animation materials and they know what to do to reach out to the people. This very last week, that now leads to the World Mission Sunday, is what we call Mission Week. It's been celebrated so many of our dioceses. There are different activities now to prepare the people of God, priests, religious, the lay people, to now celebrate that World Mission Sunday. So we expect them by now, they must have gone through the message of the Holy Father for that Sunday. The theme for this year's World Mission Sunday is very important, especially to our youth. With the youth, we proclaim the gospel to all. So it's actually showing how important our young people are and how they should get involved in the work of evangelization. So the priests, our wonderful priests out there, the parish priests, I believe they are all set to celebrate this World Mission Sunday and encourage the people of God, to pray. The prayer is most important. It's number one.
That's right.
Prayer, the spiritual cooperation. So it's not all about money. The money comes after. People will be generous if they are motivated, if they are animated, if they know their work, their responsibility.
They have an awareness.
Exactly.
Awareness of the need for the mission.
Yes, because we are all missionaries. Right. Even lay people, they are missionaries, priests, religious. We have been called and chosen and sent to proclaim the good news.
Okay, let's go back to wrap up this whole issue of supporting the mission. Is it that on that particular Sunday, the whole collection as it is taken goes to the mission, or is it half, or is it 1/4? What precisely goes out to the mission? Okay. Because some wonder how and if a priest or a parish will survive on a Sunday. How much is this supposed to go out, and will that make it impossible for a parish to survive?
Not at all. The parish will survive. This is just once in the whole year that the Holy Father, the Universal Church, expects that we sacrifice. We give our best. And the Catholic Bishops' Conference of Nigeria, have instructed that to give our best, we need to surrender all our collections for that day. The first collection, that is the offertory. The second collections, the thanksgivings, the tithe, any collection that will make that day, even if previously it was reserved for the priests. The priest too has a responsibility to be generous, to sacrifice. So he adds that one that even was supposed to belong to him, and then everything is remitted, is surrendered, given to the missions. And it's not as if we are throwing these monies away, we benefit from it, it comes back to us. So it's to our own advantage. If we give all, let us just be generous. The parish will not collapse, the priest will not die, if he gives all. It's just a matter of being generous. Being generous to this Church of Christ that has invested so much in us, that have helped many of us to be where we are. So giving all should not be a problem. If we really understand what we are into and we are missionaries.
And we need to understand that because right now Nigeria is in the forefront of missionary activity, not only in Africa, but actually in the world.
Yes.
As a whole, because Nigerian missionaries are now going out to every part of the world. Our main missionary congregation, the one founded here, would be the Missionaries of St. Paul. But then we have Nigerians who are in the various missionary societies, members of the Dominican Order, the Holy Ghost Fathers. Now we have young Jesuits, and so on and so forth. Now,
and the female religious.
And the female religious.
So many out there doing wonderful work.
Who are in great numbers in Europe, in America, and in countries in Africa. There are those who are also working in very poor countries on our continent, like Chad and Niger and even Sudan, some countries which are in war, and so on and so forth. What, as we look to the future, what can we do to support our missionaries directly, in their work?
Yeah, the one that is being coordinated by the Pontifical Mission Societies, and especially and specifically for this World Mission Sunday, which is the Propagation of Faith Society, is from the Universal Church, that is coming from Rome, the Holy Father, that all of us, the local churches, are supposed to cooperate and collaborate with and make sure that we support that Universal Church so that they too can support us, can show their solidarity to the local churches. But apart from this, which the Universal Church has been doing and will continue to do, supporting the local churches in their areas of need, it is also pertinent too that the church in Nigeria can support her missionaries out there, especially those of them that are working in very difficult areas. And I know we can do it. I know we can do it. Our people are very generous. Our new people out there, they're just waiting to be animated, to be told what to do. They are very good people, men and women, who are ready to give what they have to support the work of God. And they do it willingly, they do it with joy and with happiness. If only we can animate them. So, directly, the church in Nigeria can even make contributions as different from the one they give to the Universal Solidarity Fund. Dioceses can come together, even dioceses can support those, their own missionaries that they send, either in the name of the diocese or in the name of the nation out there to work as missionaries. A particular day can be set aside, for a special collection to help these missionaries, Nigerian missionaries. If you remember, a congregation like the SMAs, the SMA fathers did a very wonderful work in Nigeria, especially the western part of Nigeria. They came to evangelize us, came from Ireland, some of them from the French province, and those Irish priests, those French priests, those SMA priests were being supported by their homes. Back in Ireland, they were sending them assistance. They didn't say, oh, well, you have gone to Africa, so, I mean, Africans that you are ministering to there should be able to assist you. So we have done our best by giving you completely. So that should be the best sacrifice. So why are you asking us for another support again, financial support? But they did everything. They were still supporting them, not only with prayers, but with financial contributions from their homes. And I think we can learn from them.
Absolutely.
Nigerians can do that. We can support our missionaries that are out there. In fact, some of them who work in some African countries, small African countries, poor African countries, like Zimbabwe, like Chad, like the Cameroons, they look up to Nigeria as the giant of Africa. And when they see Nigerians, they believe that, oh, it's like these people have brought money from their countries. Even our missionaries, they believe that the priests have brought millions of naira. But these missionaries don't have money. They look up to people to support them. Whatever they have to do, they depend on the generosity of people. But where they are sent, the people they are sent to are not even buoyant enough to support them. So that is where they will even look back to see those who sent them, to be of assistance, and they will appreciate that a lot.
It's Mission Sunday also an occasion for us to look back at the great sacrifices of those who founded the mission for us. It will be a moment for us also to see and perhaps to laud and to praise the efforts of those who sacrificed their lives. Many young missionaries who came here. And we discovered now some came in their late 20s, some came in their early 30s.
So immediately after their ordinations,
they were sent out to the missions. And many died.
Yes.
Many died of malaria in the very first few months of their arrival in the mission here. And those who made so much sacrifice, living in the rural areas with people.
Leaving their comfort zones.
Yes, and so when you go to Europe now, you understand the sacrifice that a man would have made to come and live in the village out here in Africa. Would it be a moment for us to look back and praise the efforts of the missionaries?
Sure.
Missionaries.
Those great missionaries are our heroes past. We need to pray for them, for the repose of their souls. We need to praise them, praise their efforts. They have done so well, and they have done so much for us. In fact, we are building on the foundations that they laid. Without it, I wonder where we will be now. The church in Nigeria has benefited so much. Or these past missionaries who came, they actually set the ball rolling. They laid the foundation. They told us how to do, and we still continue to remember them. We are so grateful to them. We are so grateful, and to their countries, to the countries that sent them, to us. And as you said, some of them lost their lives here. May their souls rest in perfect peace. So our missionaries too, now the work we are doing, we need to take a clue from what they did. It's the same thing we are supposed to be missionaries to people out there. And even to ourselves, ad intra and ad extra.
Your office of the Pontifical Mission Society also has part of its responsibility to oversee the Holy Childhood and also the St. Peter the Apostle.
Church of Vocations.
Church of Vocations that lead to the missions as well. Yes. Tell us a little bit about this and how it works out, and how these are animated in the nation.
Okay.
Actually, I know you had a meeting just ending in was it Onitsha or?
Yes, in Onitsha, just this last
week. I'm sure that you have had a lot of discussions about all of this and the future of the missions.
Yes, we even at that study session we started preparing for a very great Universal Churches activity next year called the Extraordinary Missionary Month of October 2019, declared by the Holy Father Pope Francis. And all of us are supposed to be preparing. In fact, with this Mission Month and World Mission Sunday, preparations have started towards that for next year. So all those we discussed how to prepare for that next year. You know, we have 4 societies that make up the Contemporary Mission Societies. We have the Propagation of Faith, this one that celebrates and anchors, you know, the World Mission Sunday in October. That is the oldest of all our societies, you know, founded in 1822 by a French lady, Pauline Marie Jericho, and is the biggest and the richest, so to say. We have the Holy Childhood Association, or called Missionary Childhood Association, that takes care of children all over the world, you know, in schools, in orphanages. We are concerned about these children. We want to give them a sense of belonging. They are part of the church, and they should be treated thus. We want to catch them young. We want to bring them up in the fear of the Lord as Catholics, strong Catholics. These are the people who will take over from this generation. You know, tomorrow they become priests, religious, some of them become bishops, you know, reverend sisters, very good and active lay people, you know. So it is better we start at that tender age, you know, to start bringing them up well. So the Holy Childhood Association is there to support them. Then we have St. Peter the Apostle, which is the third one. That is the one that takes care of vocations of the priesthood and the religious life. And we support those who are in formation, seminarians and novices, in their novitiates. We pray for vocation, you know, more local clergy, which is very important to us. And then the fourth one is the Pontifical Missionary Union of Priests and Religions and consecrated, you know, lay people too. That is the association that brings together all priests and religious. It's the only union that unites both diocesan, religious priests, all of them working in the same ecclesiastical jurisdiction, which is very, very well. All our priests and leaders should belong to that PMU, and we should work together. You know, we should, you know, emphasize what we call collaborative ministry. It's the same vineyard of the Lord for all of us. So we take up collections for all these societies, and we use it to help these various organs of the church. The children, we assist them. You know, we build schools, we renovate schools. We sing boreholes, you know, we even assist in paying school fees, you know, of indigent children, those whose parents cannot, you know, afford. And we even go to orphanages. We build orphanages, we support them, give them food and drinks, you know. And even children in hospitals that are very sick, you know, we support hospitals to take care of children. The same thing with vocations, St. Peter the Apostle. You know, we assist, we support those who are in formation seminarians, we give subsidies and then novices. So these are all the things we do. And this propagation of faith society is so important. And one of the reasons why we even request that all the collections of that day from the various churches and Catholic institutions, and do not forget, it's not only in churches that we are supposed to take our collections, even in schools, where Catholics are gathered, in hospitals, different, you know, homes. We should create this awareness and, you know, encourage people to give what they have. And we put all these things together. When it comes together like that, some certain percentage is given to these other societies, Holy Childhood, St. Peter the Apostle, to help them.
I'm wondering whether, you know, we limit ourselves to the World Mission Sunday to raise funds, because, you know, in Nigeria, you know, raising funds is actually also done majorly through fundraising activities.
Yes.
Are this encouraged, for example, or are we to be limited to church events on Sunday, on that Sunday?
Well, right now, majorly we take up collections from the church, and we ask, you know, priests to help us animate the people of God, so that at least those who come to church can generously contribute. But it's not limited to that. In fact, that very day, we are supposed to have fundraising in all our churches. Apart from all these other collections, the tithe and the thanksgiving, there should be a special fundraising for, because it's very serious. It's something very serious, and we should take it very seriously, But outside the church setting, we can even organize fundraising, calling people who are generous, who can make donations, and then we raise funds for this mission of the church.
Well, thank you very much, Father, for this discussion. I recall one day in the mission office in Rome, somewhere I saw a big writing on the wall. It said, some give by going, and others go by giving.
Without both, there is no mission.
Yeah, that's right. So
we are all missionaries.
Give by going. They go to the mission.
Yes.
By going themselves.
Yes.
And then
religious
who cannot go.
Lay missionaries, we have many of them out there.
Absolutely, because when Jesus said to the 11 apostles, because then Judas had already disappeared, go and make disciples of all nations.
Yes.
He knew that there were limitations.
Matthew 28, verse 19.
That's right. He knew that they had limitations, that they wouldn't be able to live long enough to reach to everybody in the world, and that they had age limitations. And so generation after generation, people would be able to carry out the mission. I think that we should remind ourselves and remind everybody that the duty of the mission belongs to all of us.
You don't have to be a priest or religious before you are a missionary.
To every baptized Christian, we ought to go out and to evangelize. And if you cannot go yourself, then empower those.
Support those who go, who are out
those who
financially, spiritually. Pray for them.
That's right.
Give what you have in order to make their work fruitful. Dear brothers and sisters in Christ, I'm Reverend Father George Olusegun AJANA. I'm the National Director of the Pontifical Mission Societies in Nigeria, and we are preparing for one of our biggest celebrations, the World Mission Sunday. It comes up the last but one Sunday in October every year. So this coming Sunday is the celebration worldwide. So for the past 1 month, we have been preparing different activities going on. Some animation materials have actually been circulated. For instance, the post message, we want every Catholic in our churches and institutions to have a copy of the post message. So the message of the Holy Father for this year's World Mission Sunday is contained therein. And we have translated it to English, to Yoruba, to Igbo, to Hausa languages. So you can easily read. And also we have the special readings of the day. So we are not going to take the normal readings of this coming Sunday, but there are some special mission readings that we find inside. So we encourage our parishioners to use this as their bulletin, but where churches, parishes, where the bulletins will still be printed, well, no problem with that, because of the peculiar announcements and things for the parish. But we encourage that they take the readings from these booklets for the day. And then you have some other information that you will need for the World Mission Sunday there. Then this particular fight jacket has been distributed to all the priests in Nigeria, especially parish priests. They all have it. This contains the liturgy of the day. I have introduced a lot of things that should be done for that World Mission Sunday. And in fact, the whole mission month, all the activities are contained therein. You find the prayer of the faithful, you have all the readings of the day, even provisional reflections for the priests to animate the people of God, how we can promote this World Mission Sunday, what we need to do, what the people of God out there need to do. For instance, on page 9 there you find it, the Pope since 1926 have mandated our participation in and support of Mission Sunday through prayer, which is most important, that's spiritual cooperation, and then material offering. That is the money that we give and other materials to support the mission of the church. The collection for World Mission Day is to be taken not only in churches, but in all Catholic institutions. For instance, schools, hospitals, pastoral centers, and other church outfits, etc., etc. All collections that very day are to be given to the mission. All Catholics are encouraged to give, no matter how small. That is on the aspect of the material offering. All Catholics should pray for the success of the mission of the church. The support is universal, not just for one mission, but for all the missions in the whole world. The Catholic Bishops' Conference of Nigeria, specifically the CBCN, has therefore instructed that all the church collections on that very day, World Mission Sunday, I mean the offertory, the thanksgivings, the tithes, special launching, there should be a special fundraising that day for the mission of the church, and all other collections in total must be remitted through the chancery on time to be sent to Rome, to the Holy Father. Even the poorest churches and countries all over the world take up these collections to give what they can materially. More importantly, they give their prayers and a depth of spirituality that enrich all of us. Remember, nobody is too poor that cannot give, and nobody is too rich that cannot receive. So nobody should say, I have nothing, in fact, I even need, they should even give me out of it. You can give something, you can give your prayers, you can sacrifice something. It's just a matter of sacrifice. And all of us are missionaries. Some go to the mission by giving, others give to the mission by going. Without both, there is no mission. We have priests and religious and catechists, those who have been sent out there, following the words of our Lord Jesus Christ to his disciples in Matthew chapter 28, verse 19. Go ye all to the whole nations, baptize them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. Make disciples of the nations. And lo, verse 20 says, I am with you to the end of age. So the Lord is with us in this work of the missions, in the work of evangelization, making people to know Christ and to believe in him and to trust in him. That is always there. He can make it happen for us. So we are all disciples. We are these missionaries. You may not be a priest or a religious or a catechist who will go out there, who will leave your families, who will leave everything you have behind, like Abraham, to travel to another place. You may stay in your own home, but you can still reach out to evangelize with your prayers, praying for the missionaries that are out there, those who are on the field, struggling, trying their best, making a lot of sacrifice. Our priests are making a lot of sacrifice out there. If you know what some of them are going through, you will even pity them. Our religious, our reverend sisters, they are out there working for the people, working for God in humanity, trying to make life easy for people. Some of our people are suffering. And this is part of the mission of the church, to make life worth living. You know, this eternity that we even talk about, it is not, you don't wait until you reach heaven. Won't you start from here? Start from here. Making life comfortable for one another. People who are suffering. I mean, look at the life of Jesus. That was actually what he did when he came to this world. You know, he came to open the eyes of the blind, came to feed the hungry, and he actually did it practically. You know, when people were following him for 3 days, he saw that they were hungry. He had to multiply the loaves, collected just the little that he had, 5 loaves of bread, 2 fish. He blessed it, multiplied it, distributed it to the people, because he doesn't want them to be hungry. That you come to church, that you are a Christian, that you should have the basic necessities of life. Those who were sick, Christ went out there and cured them. He opened the eyes of the blind, the lame, made them to walk. So that is the work that has been given to us to missionaries. So we should continue that mission of Christ in the world. And there are people that are just suffering out there, that cannot even afford 3 square meters. So the church is there to assist, to make life good. We should not regret our coming to this world. God owns this world too, and He wants it to be fine for all of us. So that is one very special area where the Pontifical Mission Societies, an organ of the church, an organ that the Pope, the Universal Church, uses to reach out to people, to evangelize the world, and to bring the local churches together in solidarity with one another. So that is why we are out for this World Mission Sunday. We want all our priests who have been already animated, I believe, by the diocesan directors, my wonderful diocesan directors of PMS out there, the various dioceses. They must have given all these animation materials to them to study. They have circulated them, and that is what they are going to use to animate the people of God this coming Sunday. That all of us should come together and pray for the success of the mission of Christ. And then the people of God to be part of it. To pray and to offer what they have. To give. St. Francis of Assisi once said, "It is in giving that we receive." So if you don't give, then you have no moral justification to receive. And we have received a lot that we should be thankful to God for. We have received a lot, both from God and His church. So it is time for us to give of ourselves, and then to make everybody part of this enterprise. We should all come together in solidarity. It's a way of sharing what we have with others, no matter how little you have, or no matter how big. Those who are rich should come out and give. Those who are poor should even give out of what you have. If you are generous, there is nothing that is too small to share with others out there. And I want to believe and pray that, you know, all of us, as we come together this World Mission Sunday, to pray and to donate generously, that God Himself will reward us, will bless us, and will make the mission of the church continue to be successful. And our missionaries out there, they will find fulfillment in the work that they do. They will see that they are not alone, that we are all in this business, in this enterprise. It's a pilgrim church, so we are all working together. So everybody out there has a duty and a responsibility to be part of this celebration and to support it. And we are encouraging that even apart from the collections of that day in the church, that people can still donate generously. Even those who do not come to church, please, we want them to donate generously. We have our account details that have been written very, very boldly in the World Mission Sunday pamphlet. And we would like people to please use that to make their contributions. It's very, very important to the Church of Christ, to our Holy Father, Pope Francis. And for the benefit of those who may want to know our account details, the name is Pontifical Mission Societies in Fidelity Bank, account number 50700165516. I take it again. Account number 50700165516. 5716. So anywhere in the world you can make your generous donations. You can also go to our website, www.ng, the serious work that we are doing as mission societies. We make collections, as we said, to help the poor churches to grow, to develop churches. For instance, in the northeastern part of Nigeria, we are all aware of the impact of Boko Haram insurgency. Churches have been burnt, rectories, that's fathers' houses, have been burnt, Christians have been killed, so a lot of lives have been lost. Well, thank God, things have improved now. And many of these churches need to be rebuilt. For instance, in the Catholic Diocese of Maiduguri, the Catholic Bishop of that diocese has embarked on rebuilding the burnt churches. And you know what that will cost. A lot of money. You don't just build churches with Hail Marys. So it's not only prayers. We pray, but not only prayers. We need money, to rebuild these churches, to raise them up. And in many of these areas, the people are very poor. They cannot afford, to build these churches all by themselves. That is why they need external sources and assistance. And that is where the Pontifical Mission Societies come in, especially that of propagation of faith that is anchoring this celebration, this World Mission Sunday. So the collections that we raise here, after sending it to the Holy Father in Rome, part of them are sent back to us as assistance towards the rebuilding of these churches and fathers' houses and convents for sisters. Now those ones have been bombed too and destroyed. So priests who have, been away as refugees in other areas are now coming back, but they need places of worship and residences. So that is where the PMS comes in, the propagation of faith. We send in some money, but as the name suggests, subsidy is just to subsidize what they have. We don't have all the money, but that is the more reason why we are appealing to the generosity of people out there. Even non-Catholics can make contributions, because eventually they are going to benefit from, all this. It's not only churches that are being rebuilt, hospitals are being rebuilt. And for our Catholic hospitals, we don't discriminate. We will not say it's only Catholics that want to treat. Others can come in there, to receive this treatment. We even assist though in the refugee camps, the IDPs. We can give assistance to those who are in need. So these are the areas where we come in, in order to assist. So the more collections, the more generous donations that we have, the more money we have to assist out there, both within and outside, in order to help the Holy Father, the Universal Church, to be able to reach out to those areas who are in need. So our normal collections of that Sunday, the offertory, the thanksgivings, the tithes, all those collections we have to be put together, and then a kind of special fundraising for this particular occasion, this ceremony, will now be joined to it. So all these collections will be put together. All of them will have to be remitted through the chancery of the diocese, and then it will be sent to for each diocese. And those who are directly in charge of those dioceses have these statistics. So in order to not to commit error, depending on the different dioceses that are involved in the Northeast.
Can you approximate, sorry?
People that have been killed, or
the Catholics, maybe the fathers, the sisters, especially at the northern part of the country where you have the Boko Haram.
And the churches that have been destroyed.
Churches.
Well, churches that have been destroyed should be more than 200 churches that have been destroyed. Priests that were killed this very year, for instance, you can testify to the fact that the ones that were killed in Benue, in Makurdi diocese, 3 of them that same day, that were slaughtered with their catechists, and some other priests too have been kidnapped, and tortured. And priests have deserted their parishes, they have to take cover and to save their lives. But now some of those who survived it have come back, and now they are looking at possibilities of now resettling and then getting their parishioners back after their churches and all that they had have been bought, raised up. So that is where we now need this assistance. Now, when you talk of how much we are looking at, we don't have any specific amount of people. We don't, money. We are just expecting that people will donate generously. So no amount is too small, no amount is too much for this mission that we are talking about. No amount is too much. If we collect 100 billion naira, it will not be too much. Because we even need more than that to actually reach out to people, not only within Nigeria, but outside. We already spoke about that we have missionaries working in Cameroon, working in Chad, working in Sudan and all that. We need to reach out to them. We have over 3,000 of them. And it keeps increasing by day. And you see, as you said, the church in Nigeria has, over the years, been a receiving church. But now, even though we still continue to receive, but we are now a sending church too. We now give. We give out money to assist. And we give out personnel. We now have our missionaries going out. So it's not only missionaries from Ireland, from France, that come in here. We now have our own local missionaries that have been trained within here that we are now sending out. In fact, the Catholic Bishops' Conference established a particular congregation majorly for this work, for the missions. These are the missionaries of St. Paul, MSP. They are priests. They have their seminary here in Gwagwalada, in Abuja. The moment they are ordained, they know that primarily their work is to go out there on mission. And they are ready to work anywhere they are sent on the globe. Even very difficult areas, they go there and they do their work. They are the ambassadors of the Church of Nigeria that are just out there. And there are religious men and women too. Other ones. There are reverend sisters, I don't want to call them homemade, but that are of Nigerian origin, that are out there too, that are working in different places, both within and outside, doing tremendous work, helping people out there. Many of these Reverend Sisters, they run schools. In fact, they have just finished Education Summit at the Catholic Secretariat just this morning. You know, they came from all over Nigeria to sit down, and the bishops were there with them, the priests, and then to put together, you know, how the kind of education we should have for our children in Nigeria. So they work out there, they run schools, they run hospitals, you know, different homes for the elderly, for the sick, just to reach out. These are their different ways too of evangelizing, you know, people out there, to make them feel the impact of the church, to make them feel the love of God. And these people that they minister to out there, they are not just Catholics. They are other denominations, even Muslims, even people who are free thinkers. We don't discriminate. We just reach out to the ends of the earth. That is our mission. That is our work. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Father.